shaking it.
Hey, shake that thing on camera, would you? So we know what you're shaking.
I shook it more than 3 times. I was playing with it.
Good afternoon. Welcome back, everybody. We're here for another Smash That Malt review. This one is from Maine beer guy Gary. Hey, smash that thing. This one is Golden Promise. I don't know what the maltster is. I don't have my other device out here to look it up. But he's got a OG of 1054, final gravity of 1018. His mash pH was 5.3, which is the same as ours. And his final, or finished, beer pH was 4.6. ABV is 4.7. He brewed on July 11th. I think that was the same date as Dennis, right?
Yep.
And then packaged on August 6th. So it's a little bit newer packaging than Dennis's. That's what we got. It's a single malt, single hop. Single malt, single hop.
Single.
Single, baby. The hops were Sabro. I think I failed to mention that in the last video. So these are Sabro hops. All right. Let's crack it. Only 12 ounces this time. That's fine. Golden Promise. Should be pretty light.
Look at there.
Golden Promise is pretty much like, it's like 2-row, British 2-row.
It's like the wheat one we had.
And
Pretty clean and crisp.
it's kind of like Maris Otter, in my opinion, my experience. A little bit more on that. Try not to drag it up too much. Pretty beer.
Yeah, real pretty.
Where's the camera on this dang thing? There you go. Quite clear. Carbonation looks a little light compared to Dennis's. Dennis had real nice active carb.
I mean, ours is still sitting on it, but that was because
Yeah,
ours,
but this
ours
was-
were both Vienna.
And then this was also, it's been in the keg, so it's fresh off the tap. Look at that head on ours. It's too hard. Oh, this is ours, by the way. And so you can see the comparison in color.
Biscuity.
Yeah, real biscuity. Definitely a lighter smell, if that's a thing. Hops are more present, for sure.
I like it.
It's got it's like the citrus part of the hops are really shining through a lot more. It's a lot brighter.
It makes you see what it tastes like.
So that's why you don't throw a ton of hops into an amber, right? I mean, you can, but you got to throw a ton to get past the maltiness.
All right, well, I'm diving in.
All right, we're diving in. Cheers, Gary.
Cheers.
Yeah, carb. Suffering from carbonation, a light carb.
Yeah.
With more, I think we would really be getting a lot more out of this. Body's nice. The taste of the beer is good. The hoppiness is just right. I mean, it's really well balanced.
Yep.
It just needs bubbles.
I'm trying to think about what this one tastes like. We were able to compare. The other one tasted like a Brooklyn lager, or something from the Brooklyn brewery that I've had, and I just can't determine where this one tastes like. No.
The bitterness is so light that most beers that are going to have a Golden Promise base are probably going to be either dark and more malty like a stout or a porter or a brown, or they're going to be malt forward. You're not going to do a light IBU, in my book of brewing anyway. You're not going to do a light, light malty beer like this unless you're going to do something like a lager, which this would be a good gateway entry beer.
So last time I was in Germany, I did that beer swap with a buddy of mine, and he gave me one of these beers. I just pounded it, and this one's reminding me a lot of that one. And I don't remember the name of it.
You remember the style?
I can remember. I remember the what was it, like a Hell style or something like that. I remember the name. It just sounded so angry, but it might have just been because it was German.
The hops that are in here are still shining through.
Yeah. I'm definitely not saying that. More carb, no.
More carb, it would be on point. This reminds me of some of the, and they were lagers or pilsners, but some of the stuff that I had when I was in Austria.
Was it a hill?
Just the lightness. No, they were all, I don't know, they were all just like draft pilsners, you know. Every place I went, I think the darkest, one place I was at had I think they had Guinness. But no one had a dark beer when I was in Vienna. But
every time I go to Germany, you get a choice of Paulaner, a Kolsch, whichever that is, the Mühlen or the St. Peter's or whatever. Because I go to Cologne.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're in Cologne. That's what you're gonna get.
You know, if I drift a little bit out of Cologne, it's an alt.
I was gonna say alt beers.
But then you won't have a Kolsch on tap. So I'd much rather have the Kolsch on tap.
Yeah.
And then the last one's always, did I say Paulaner?
You did say Paulaner.
Okay,
Yeah. It's Paulaners everywhere.
Then it's was it the Kilkenny?
Is that?
That's the Irish, like the Irish
That's
red.
Irish red. Yeah. I didn't see that when I was.
That's usually the three that are on tap, but even in the smaller pubs.
I was in Dusseldorf and I had my first Schwarz beer.
Yeah.
Schwarzbier. I always want to say Schwarz. Or Schartz. Schwarz.
Schwarz.
Schwarzbier. Oh, yeah, that sounds delicious. No.
We'll call that one the post Taco Bell beer.
Gary, sorry, we kind of went off on a tangent, but
ADHD.
This beer, I mean, it's clean, it's clear, it's a beautiful beer. You know, it's really suffering from the lack of carb. I'm sorry, but
I'll still drink it, Gary.
I would too. I bet on tap this thing was just awesome. So, Golden Promise, what do you want to know about it? It is a great base beer for hoppy style beers, in my opinion. If you guys know Todd the Axeman, that's what it used to be called from Surly. Now I think it's just called the Axeman. That's a good example of a hop-forward Golden Promise beer. Mosaic Promise from Founders. If you've had that, that is a smash as well. That is Mosaic and Golden Promise. So if you get if you know those beers, have familiarity, then you'll understand kind of where Golden Promise, what kind of style you're going to be working with. But I also really like Golden Promise in dark beers, as I mentioned earlier. I like Golden Promise in browns and porters. So it's good. So get you some. The stuff, I don't know where this is from, but I think usually I'm buying just a standard UK Golden Promise, but Baird's or one of them. All right, cheers everybody.
Cheers.
See you on the next one. Until then, home brew up. Cheers.
Cheers.